There is a good lifting up of our eyes as we read in Psalm 121, where we lift up our eyes unto the Lord. Psalm 121, verse 1 I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. But there is also a wrong lifting up of our eyes where we lift them up only to look down on other people. And that's what David means by haughty eyes here in Psalm 131, verse 1. What does the word haughty mean? It means to be raised up, high or lifted up. Psalm 31 b David prays, My eyes are not haughty. Proverbs 30 verse 13 reads, Those whose eyes are so haughty, whose glances are so disdainful. Haughty eyes are those which are disdainful of other people and always looking down on them. You can either look up to the Lord or look down on other people, but you can't do both at the same time. If the proud heart has to do with pride in relation to yourself, haughty eyes have to do with pride in relation to others. This is the pride that is constantly putting others down, constantly comparing yourself to others, constantly convincing yourself that you are better than others. As someone rightly said, the proud person looks, compares, competes, and is never content. Romans 12, verse 16 tells us, Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. If you want to practice humility, you need to rid yourself of haughty eyes. Do not be proud in your heart. Do not be proud in your attitude towards others. And thirdly, do not feel that you have to know or understand it all. Let's look at the end of Psalm 31, verse 1. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. It is interesting to note that the first part of the verse, David talked about the heart. In the second part, he talked about his eyes. And now he talks about the feet, because the word translated concern myself is actually the Hebrew word for walk. It can be used for physically walking, but it's also used in the sense of how you walk or conduct yourself in life. The word that is translated things too wonderful is used many times and is especially used to speak of God's wonders or mighty deeds. In other words, there are things that are too high for us, things that are beyond our power or too difficult for us to understand. So, what is David saying in this verse? He's saying, I have learned not to walk above my means. I've learned not to reach beyond my grasp. I've learned not to expend great effort trying to do things beyond my ability or attempting to understand my ability or attempting to understand things beyond my comprehension. I bow my knee to His great power and understanding. Can you bow your heart and your feet like David? Be blessed.